Hello, I'm Jennifer Austin from Soulful Yoga, and our Focus 15 today is called Wakey Wakey. So this is just a little bit of stuff that we could do in the morning just to kind of get ourselves going, get ourselves ready for the day. And you don't have to have any special equipment. All you really need to bring is yourself. So after sleeping, sometimes we get up, we feel tight or stiff, sometimes we feel uncomfortable. So this is maybe just to help loosen up and get us ready to move on. So I'm going to go to my mat, and you can go to a rug or mat, or you don't have to go to anything, and we're going to get started on Wakey Wakey. Good morning. So the first thing that we're going to do when we wake up is I'm going to put my feet relatively close together, and I'm going to put my hands together into a namaste position. I'm going to shift my pelvis ever so slightly forward. And the first thing I'm going to do when I wake up, pressing the palms of the hands together, is I'm going to have just a moment of gratitude. All right, so we're going to start our day on a positive note. I'm going to also take my legs a little bit apart for this next part, and we worked on this a little bit in our neck workout, but I'm going to start with my head. Sometimes we've slept in the same position for a long period of time, and just standing up, I'm going to gently nod my head forward and nod my head back. Just waking up and releasing that neck. Now, I'm going to do some slow circles to one side, and if this feels uncomfortable for you, you can always put your hand on a chair, you can put it on a dresser, anything that's handy. And I got a little cracking going on in my neck, and that's totally okay. I'm going to reach my arm out to the side, and as I do so, I'm going to come to my head, give it a gentle pull. This shoulder pulls down as I pull across. I got my knees nice and soft. Abdominals are pulled back, supporting my back, and release. I'm going to start circling to the other side. 3 is our magic number, but you can do as many as you want. I'm going to go with 3, starting at the top of my spine, standing on my feet, reaching to the side, pulling to the head. The shoulder comes down, and release. Continuing with this are some head pulls once again. So sometimes if we sleep, we don't even think about it. We're like curled up in a little ball. We want to make sure that we get our spine all in alignment. So I'm put my hands behind my head, soften my knees. I'm going to pull my elbows together and pull my chin to my chest. And I'm going to lift up. Good morning. Opening the chest. I'm going to do that 3 times. Arching the back, and again, and release, and relax. Now, continuing to work my way down my body. Once again, I'm keeping my knees nice and soft, pelvis is forward. Arm circles behind you, make sure you don't hit anything. 3 that way, reverse. 3 the other way. Now I'm going to go to 1 arm, 3 that way, and 3 the other way. Other arm, 3 that way, tummy tight. I'm supporting my back as I pull those abs back, and 3 the other way. I'm going to go across my body and reverse. I'm going to go across, other arm, and reverse. And take a minute catching my breath. This is one of my favorite stretches. I'm going to take my right arm up, or it could be your left arm, depending on whichever one you want to pick up first. I'm going to rotate it to the back, and as I do, I'm going to look at that arm as it comes all the way around. And reversing, working into that rotator cuff, also into my back and my waist a little bit, and relax. Other side. Following this with my head. Back around to the back. Back to the front. And reverse. And back around. Very good. I'm going to take my hands behind my back. Okay, so I'm holding my hands right here. Now, if you can't reach, you can use a strap right here. You can use a tie or a belt, whatever you had. I'm going to lift up my chest. Big stretch, softening those knees. I'm going to slowly bend forward. And I'm going to roll up and release and relax, opening the chest and back. Take a couple of really deep breaths here. So every time I bend over, if you are on blood pressure medication, or maybe you haven't had anything to eat yet, sometimes when you stand up, you can be dizzy. So pay attention to that. Take a couple of breaths, make sure that that clears. If it doesn't clear, take a break, maybe stop. But if it does clear, take a couple of breaths and go on. We're gonna go to forward fold now. So forward fold, and this is where I'm gonna take my head below my heart. I'm gonna get a ton of health benefits, but you have to be super careful and make sure that this feels okay to you. Up tall, dropping the chin. I'm gonna slowly roll down. Then I'm gonna bend my knees, roll up, and as I roll up, open the chest. I'm gonna lift up this time, dropping the chin forward and rolling forward. Just like gravity, pull you down. You don't have to go very far. Bending the knees to roll up, shoulders roll back, and relax. Last one, stretch, lengthen the spine. Good morning. And down. And rolling up. Let those shoulders roll back. Take a couple of breaths and focus on your breathing. Okay, so now we're going to get our heart rate up a little bit. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into legs, wide legs, because we're going to work in Warrior Two. So on Warrior Two, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my arms up. I'm going to turn my foot out and I'm going to press into that position. Now, rolling the shoulders back, arms come up and I press. Arms come up and I press. Sorry, I'm getting a little tickled. I'm watching my dog try to jump in here and get into the action. I lift up and I press. So anytime I take my arms over my head, I can up that ante on the heart work. And up, lifting and straightening that spine. And press. And up. And I'm going to stand back together, pull my feet back together, take a couple of real intentional breaths right here. All right? Breathing. And I breathe until I feel clear and ready to go again. All right, moving on. We're going to do some side bends, okay? So I'm going to take my legs across. They're a little bit past my hips, but you go wherever feels comfortable for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift up. Now, when I lift this arm, I want to think about stretching from my fingertips to my hips. I'm going to soften my knees, and I'm going to stretch way over. Tummy tight. And I'm going to pull back up. And I'm going to stretch way over. And I'm going to pull up. Now, this time, I'm going to stretch over. And I'm going to gently pulse for 3. 1, 2, tummy tight, supporting the back. 3, and up. Lift up, stretch. The down hand is really important, as is this top hand. And stretch. 2, 3, and hands back to namaste. Now, little different side bend now. I'm going to pull my feet a little closer together. I'm going to take my hands over my head and I'm going to soften my knees. I'm going to make like a little steeple here, but you go with whatever comfortable for you. Put those shoulders down and I'm going to pull my arms around my ears and I'm going to lean to the side. 2, 3, and up. 2, 3, and down, 2, 3, and up. Good. I'm going to do that again. Tummy tight. Straight to the side. Pretend like you're between two panes of glass, and up, and again, and up, and one more, and up, and last one, and up, and float those arms down, and take a couple of really deep breaths. We're almost done, okay? So now we're gonna get a chair pose, which is a great pose. It has tons of medical benefits that you don't even think about, strength being one. So what I'm gonna do in chair pose, I'm gonna sit back like I'm sitting on a chair. I'm gonna take my arms straight out over my head, and I'm gonna stand up and take a breath. Now I wanna think about having a line from my fingertips to my tailbone. So right here, I'm gonna sit down, and I'm gonna stretch tailbone to fingertips, and I'm gonna stand up. You can see a little dog run on it any minute, just gonna go there. And down, and up. Focused breathing. Very good, guys. Take a couple of breaths. So make sure when you're working in chair pose that you're not holding your breath, because that's a big tendency as we go down to hold our breath. And I want you to breathe through that. Force the breath even if you have to think about it. Okay, we're going to close this series today with hands waving clouds, which this is one of my favorite things. I am certified in Tai Chi, and I love me some Tai Chi. So I blend yoga, Tai Chi, and Pilates. And this is one of my favorite things to do. Hands waving clouds is a moving meditation. I'm horrible at meditation. I'm always working on it, but I really like this exercise. So I'm going to soften my knees. I'm going to take one hand high and one hand low. I am going to focus my vision into the palm of the high hand. I'm going to pretend like I'm holding a cloud, and I sometimes think like I'm holding a baby. And I'm going to slowly rotate in one piece to one side. I'm going to switch and go the other way. We're going to do this 2 more sets. Here comes that little dog I warned you about. Oh well. And I'm going to be quiet. Focus on your hand. And make sure, try to get around as far as you can every time, really twisting from the waist. I know you're thinking, you said you're going to be quiet. And release. We are going to complete our Focus 15 Wakey Wakey with one more meditation. And this meditation, I love to do. I do this every single morning. What do I want to be and achieve today? Who do I want to be? What I want to achieve? So we're going to press our hands together into Namaste. Soften those knees. Pressing the palms of the hands together slowly and quietly. In your mind, have a goal just for you. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this gets your day off to a great start. And once again, if you're enjoying Soulful Yoga, please subscribe, please like us, and please share with somebody that you think might also enjoy the program. When you exercise, I think lots of times people get intimidated about how much equipment they're going to need to get this done. If you have access to a gym, that's awesome. If you can get to a class that has weights and provides all the different equipment and you don't have to do it, that's another fabulous thing. But oftentimes you're at home, or the weather's bad, or you just don't feel like that you want to get in the car and go out to do these things. So you want to have equipment at home. What do you actually need? Well, and I'm going to show you in some of our classes going forward, you need nothing.
You can do a full workout around your house. You can do push-ups, you can do sit-ups. We can do weight-bearing exercises just with cans of food and other things around our house. If you do want to purchase equipment, I think a really good investment, of course, is a mat. But you don't have to have a mat. You can use a rug. I guess one of the things that I want you to hear from me is if you find equipment marked down and you have a place for it in your house, that's awesome. But if that's not in your budget, do not let that hold you back from finding a workout routine that works for you, because fancy equipment is not necessary to stay fit and healthy.